Do you mind showing the people the Pez collection again? Because it's one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Here you go. We're panning. We're looking.
That's incredible, man.
Do you have that insured? Is that insured?
Are there any you don't have?
Yeah, there's plenty. It's amazing how many Pez there are. And, I mean, you go back 50, 70, 80 years. If you get some of those, then you're talking some money. Mine are low rent, but they're fun.
It's amazing that Pez collecting is a thing.
Well, my father-in-law does it, but yeah, we shouldn't compare to that. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Mark. It was great to talk to you. Just kidding. We're talking about what seed BYU could be depending on win-loss. San Francisco, obviously that all shakes out after Saturday night and after tonight's games and whatnot. BYU with the bye. But to you, and this is our question of the day, does it matter what seed BYU has going into Vegas?
Yeah, it matters to me. Vegas is a place about odds, right? And if you add on another game, your odds go down. And there's no guarantee for this team that a Thursday night game they're going to win anyway. And so, I'm not a gambler. I know Dave McCann's a big gambler, but I don't know.
From his degenerate Vegas days.
Just because I lived there doesn't mean I played there.
Dave ran that city for a few years.
Still does.
But I don't know, Dave. In the craps, if you get a 7, isn't that bad? I don't know, but regardless, in basketball tournament-wise, a 7 is bad. You don't want to roll a 7, and not only is the seed bad, but it's how you got the seed. In order for BYU to be a 7, they have to have lost at home to San Francisco. That's the thing that really concerned me. So if you're a 7 seed, and that means you've lost 4 in a row, 5 in a row, and you lost at home to a team that should have been the 7, and that's not a good way to go in the tournament, regardless of how many games you have to play. But this team is kind of plays on a razor's edge a little bit. So the fewer games that you can play, the better your odds of actually doing something, I think.
Just for the record, I was at the Mirage yesterday, and I walked through the casino, and I have no idea what anyone's doing.
They said, Mr. McCann, come in. Here's the red carpet. Here's the penthouse suite. Here's your drink.
I had a bow tie.
They treat the high rollers.
I had a bow tie on because I was emceeing something. People just hand me their car keys as I walk through.
Nice.
I'd like bring the black one up. Hey, San Francisco on Saturday is a strange matchup for BYU. They come in fearless, as they have in years past, and it's a big game for BYU. Talking about everything you're talking about in the seeding, it's almost like the tournament starts for BYU on Saturday, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly does. But this team, the funny thing about this team, Dave, is when I go into games, I feel like they could beat any team, and I feel like they could lose to any team. It's just I don't know what you're going to get from these guys. I hope, sometimes they get up for the big games, but have a hard time getting up for the littler games. And I'm worried in their minds, right, that they're going to think the hard games are, Saturday night, Monday night, and, if they're playing Thursday or Friday, that they might overlook that and get beat. So I hope that the focus is on just getting to, winning games and not thinking ahead and taking each team incredibly serious and have a lot of fear in your heart, because you've pretty much lost everybody at this point. But having some fear, playing with fear, which can be a good thing if there's not too much fear, and going out and playing hard. Because I think when this team plays hard and they offensive rebound and play good defense, then they're really good. But sometimes that doesn't translate for them. And so I hope, whatever day of the week in the tournament you're in, give that consistent, good, hard effort. And I think that they could be in every game, and maybe all the bad luck they've had this season will be rewarded with some good luck, and they win some close games and maybe win a couple games.
We're talking to the #1 charge leader in Provo High history, Mark Durrant, on BYU Sports Nation. I don't know if that's actually true.
I think it is true. As an Orem Tiger, I think it is
As an Orem Tiger, you would say that, yeah. Let's talk about the goal for BYU in Vegas. You said, hey, to do something. What is the goal for BYU in the West Coast Conference tournament? Certainly we'd like to think that, hey, they could win it for the first time since 2001 in any conference tournament, but the reality is maybe a couple of wins, it would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird situation this year in that it's a season where I think anybody could win it to a degree. LMU, Santa Clara have a good chance to win it. Gonzaga, St. Mary's, obviously, but they're not invulnerable. They've shown some weaknesses, and so usually you're talking about BYU in that mix when there's a chance to win the tournament. We were doing that earlier in the season, that this may be the year that BYU could actually make a run. It would appear from the last couple of weeks that that's not the case, but if they can have a good practice this week, have a really nice showing against San Francisco, they go into Friday and have another nice game where they're playing consistently. Maybe that gives them a little bit of confidence. And then you're playing in your mind, I think, for postseason, and that may be a little bit more of a motivation for the team. And like I said, they're in almost every game they play. They can win every game they play. So it's not completely unreasonable, even given what has happened, for BYU to be able to make a little bit of a run and get some confidence and play well. So I think for me, winning Friday and not getting in the Thursday game, winning Friday and Saturday, and then whatever happens Monday would be a successful tournament.
As a basketball fan, and there's games on every night, you turn them on, and every team has a center, it seems. Every team in the Mountain West Conference, every team BYU's played in the WCC has a guy in the middle big enough to cause a disruption, certainly to challenge Foose and BYU's guys. Is this still the result of losing your centers at the start of, losing Richie Harward when they did? Why hasn't BYU been able to find a center? The coach is 6'11", and how important is that for next season into the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, it's typically never good when your coaching staff is taller than your front line. That was more so last year, I think, with Grant, with Coach Chris Burgess, and Coach Pope. But it's a real problem. I think you've identified a significant problem, Dave. And let's not even talk about Big 12 and how obscenely tall and big and athletic they are. Let's just look at the West Coast Conference. And I watch, before every game, I watch the warm-up lines, and each team has like 4, 5, 7-footers. And you're like, where are all these guys coming from? And so they're out there, and BYU needs to find some very talented big men just to be able to throw bodies at people in the Big 12. Now, I think Atiki is big enough and athletic enough to play the 5 in the Big 12, but he and Foose will have to play together, or you'll have to find some other big men. Foose can't be playing the 5 spot like Jerem was talking about in the last segment. Foose has to be a 4. You have to have Atiki or some other big men coming in, and you have to be able to throw 3 or 4 or 5 big guys in there. And as much as I love Trayden Christensen, who's been playing great, by the way, when he gets in, he's not big enough. If you get a guy in foul trouble, you can't go to a 6'6" guy. You've got to be able to bring guys off the bench. If teams can do it in the West Coast Conference, BYU can do it. So that needs to be a real focus of their recruiting.
What else does BYU need going into next season to make sure they're an interesting team, a team that sniffs the bubble in some way?
Well, we talked about the big guys, but, I mean, it's really everybody. It's the guard line, too. And I think Dallin Hall is super, and he'll get better as he goes and will be competitive and be able to play just fine in the Big 12. Richie Saunders and some of these other guys will get better, but you need to bring in some super talented guard lines. As much as we talk about big men, the way you win games is on the guard line. And, again, when I go to the West Coast Conference, whether it's Shelton or Strother or Mahaney or the transfer at Santa Clara that I'm
Pajemski.
Yeah, I mean, there's few teams in the West Coast Conference that I don't think have a better player on the guard line than BYU does. And that's not to say BYU doesn't have good players, but they need the Barcelo types, the Toulson types, really terrific perimeter players to be able to compete in college basketball. And that's been a problem for them this year. There's been a lot of inconsistency, but they need to bring in really solid guards to be able to compete in the Big 12. That's just number one priority. Bring in super talented guards to complement the Dallin Halls and the Richie Saunders so you can compete at that level.
Do you think being in the Big 12 is enough to lure some of these kids to BYU? Let's be honest, the Cougars have not done well in the transfer portal the last 2 seasons. And now here comes the most important portal offseason before the Big 12. Is being in that league enough to get guys that'll come here and play, you know, without coming here and saying, pay my price tag or I'm not even going to visit?
Well, it certainly won't hurt. I mean, that exposure is attractive. And people playing at that level, maybe you get some recruits that you've lost on in the past, because as much as the WCC has been a great landing spot for BYU, the reality is it's nowhere near the Big 12. And so maybe some people that was a hindrance or a stumbling block for them. Maybe they'll come to BYU now to know they're going to get that exposure, play against the best teams in the country, and that's attractive to guys. I don't know how much the NIL factors into it. I know that they're not going to get anything from me because I'm poor. Maybe Dave McCann can start a fund or something. I don't know. But they're going to have to at least be competitive in the NIL money with, you know, the Iowa States and Oklahoma States. You can't expect to win games if you're not spending the money that other schools are spending. And so I think all of that goes into it. But it's going to be a challenge, as we've talked about many times. The landscape of college basketball has changed, and you need to adjust with it. But I'm hoping that the resources and the exposure that the Big 12 brings is going to make a real difference for BYU so that they can bring in those types of athletes and compete at that level.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Make sure the goats are fed today. And, Mark, we appreciate the time, man.
Man, my goats, man. We got 2 feet of snow. I've never shoveled so much snow in my life. But those goats, they're not going anywhere out there today. It's too much snow.
Okay, thanks, Mark. We appreciate it.
The great Mark.